Start your engines.
Hello, and welcome to this evening's Grand Prix. You join myself, Lemony Tang, in the commentary booth as always. This is the SSRL, it's the Silly Season Racing League. It's round 7 from Brazil, brought to you by the Racing Notebook and KamiKayGifts. And we look forward to this evening's action-packed weekender. It's going to be a sprint race here, so we've got a short qualifying, then a sprint race, and then the full feature race. We can't wait for it. So as the drivers make their way out onto the track, we get a few of them up and running. Who is that? It's a McLaren, the first out on the pits. So it's Energetic 6 back again to show us how he gets on. So he's going to be the privilege of bringing us around this qualifying at the moment. Let's have a quick look at the weather. Let's get the bits and bobs going here. There we are indeed. So we have the car one up and running. That's good news. And live timing is somewhere there as well. Hooray! Right. So, as we get up the weather, as you can see here, it's meant to be raining out there. So, on board of the McLaren of Energetic 6, just about gets away with it through the first sector. He's still validated, so he's still able to keep going here. Is there a bit of dampness on that track? It looks as if we're very slippery out here, but everyone's trying to get a banker lap in before that rain comes. You can see at the top right, it's going to be raining, and then should dry out by the end of qualifying here. So let's wait and see. It hasn't started yet. It hasn't started to rain yet. As we catch some of the cars starting their flying lap, perhaps a little bit of a slipstream here. Towards the line goes Energetic 6 for the first time, and the first lap time on the board is a 109. Immediately beaten by Herman the German on a 108.5. So the lap times are going to come in thick and fast here. Mr. Welter, is that Ivor? No, it's not. It's Mr. Welter is the second. Now Sebo comes towards the line and crosses it into 4th position. We have a good area here of Teco. He's invalidated. So let's... Who else do we have down here? Quincy, perhaps? Kovacs gets just behind Quincy. No, sorry, Quincy's a little bit further up the road. So Quincy's going through 11 into 12. Junkale, a little bit wide there, but gets away with it. Had to compromise his acceleration up the hill. So we'll have to wait and see as Quincy crosses the line into 7th. Ivor ahead goes top of the time sheets on a 108.2. So it looks as if this rain hasn't started to come yet. Everyone's out there getting lap times in. Quick and sharpish. Teco's out there getting another run. So is his teammate Andrian. Who else hasn't set a lap time here? T-Brand towards the line with a slipstream from the car up in front with it to 9th. There's no Sebo on the grass. Come on, Cropper out there himself. Felsen is on a flyer once again. Kwan out here has not set a lap time. So these drivers are really under pressure here to get a lap time under the board before it starts raining. The weather forecast is still to rain, but we haven't quite seen it yet on screen here or under the track. So Kwan powers up the hill towards the start-finish line we go. in the Alpine and into 13th position. Unlucky for some, but Fellowson is the next car to be crossing the line. If we have a look at the Haas driver as he comes towards the timing beam into 10th position for Fellowson. So a solid run from the Haas driver. Great race the last time out. And we'll have to see how he gets on for the rest of the session this evening. Bit of a traffic jam in the pit lane. Everyone's sorting themselves out. So it's a case of the haves and have-nots at the moment. Skid Solo, Kismakus and Sinful have not set a lap time. Everyone else has, at least to some degree. It's Ivor who is provisionally on pole position. Andy is in second. Herman the German, who's just starting out lap, in third. Mr. Welter in fourth, and Andernan in fifth. So there's a McLaren out there on an outlap. Who else? No one else is really on a run here. Let's check in with the no Sebo. He's invalidated. So yeah, there's a bit of a lull in qualifying here. Plenty of drivers making their way out though. Thomason's coming out of the pits to start another run. What's up, Craig? You absolute legend. You absolute legend. What's the story? Let's be having you. Yeehaw! So, Thomason makes his way out of the pits, and we'll keep an eye on him. Who's the next car about to start a lap time? That's the question. The Nocebo. We'll have a look at Nocebo here in the Red Bull into the first corner and away from the first corner. We won't have a look at Nocebo here. He's decided to back out of that one. Who is that? Energetic 6 flying in the McLaren. I had a look at him already today, but he's trying it on once more through the mid-sector. Bit of the tail of the tape, this Brazilian Grand Prix track, Sao Paulo Interlagos, between two lakes. Translated to English, you can have a low downforce solid sector 1 and 3, but you have to sacrifice through sector 2, or you can have a high downforce car with leaving yourself short on the straights and vulnerable to passes in the race. Energetic 6 into 9th position, and that's the trade-off here. As much downforce you can possibly get away with without compromising your straight line speed and passing ability. Skid Solo down towards the double left-hander of 4 and 5. Everyone keeping well out of the way there. Still distracting though. Into 6 and 7. Double right-hander up over the hill. Into 8 and 9. Bring it right down. You can see the 70 odd mile an hour. Keeping the front end. Wash out for the rear. And now into 10. Important to get a solid exit here, as you're not going to lift off until turns 12. Through 11, into 12, down and back up the hill. It's really like a roller coaster here in Interlagos, but through the final corner, up over the crest now, 13 into 14. DRS is wide open now as we cross the line towards the pit lane, and the timing beam. And it's a 110.329. A solid banker lap there, you have to say, from Skid Solo. Keeping it lit as always. I'm sure there's time to be gained. Ivor to the line and improves to a 108.230. Where's Herman? Herman's backed off out there. Chugster's just crossed the line into third. And Mr. Welter now is going to be next in the big row to go for it. Is he up? Is he down? Cars keeping out of the way. A little bit loose there through the exit of 10, but as we still keep it nice, watch that inside curve and then the outside. Solid acceleration up towards the line. Quincy has retired or crashed out. That's a disaster for Quincy. But DRS open now. We're deciding to come into the pit lane here with Mr. Welter, so unfortunately, with 8 minutes left on the clock, he's just abandoned that effort. Herman's on one though. We'll have a look at Herman. Can he improve on 5th position? And can he snatch provisional pole? We'll stay with the Alfa Romeo driver to find out. Up over the rise into 8, 9 and 10 complex. Very easy to lose time, but also to gain time through here if you really hook it up. Nicely done on the exit with the rear. Down through 11 into 12. Junqueo. Looks pretty nice indeed. And now accelerating all the way up the hill. We're about to run out of VRS. Is this a lap time that we're going to keep going with? It is. We're running out of VRS as we go towards the line. And oh, so close. A 108.466. So he definitely would have lost time through the last sector there. Have a look at the live time and really quickly. Herman the German on a 1:17. Yeah, he lost about a tenth there compared to everyone else, it seems. So good effort from Herman as Andy goes top of the time sheets on a 108.0. Are we going to get a 107 here? That's going to be the question. That is so close to it. Fantastic speed from these guys. As Sinful comes towards the line, no lap time, and he does now on a 109.6. So everyone set a banker lap in now at this stage. As the No Sebo comes towards the line in the Red Bull, flying towards the line here and into 10th position on a 109.1. So the lap times are coming down from these guys. They've got their banker laps in, they've got the feelers out, and now they're starting to push the envelope here. He says over. No, he's not. So the No Sebo Energetic 6. He's still in 11th. Using a lot of VRS here. I'm not sure if he's on a lap though. We'll find out. He's up by 2.5 tenths. So yes, he is indeed on a lap. Is Energetic 6. What can he do? A solid bit of time off here with leapfrog him into the bottom half of the top 10 here. That's what he's hoping for. Oh no! What's happening there? That's a very strange situation. People are retiring from the session. It's starting to rain for these guys. So Energetic 6 locks up there, invalidates. I don't know how he managed that one, but he has. Is it still raining for these guys? We'll have to wait and see. T-Brown into the pits. Skid Solo's invalidated out there as well. It is starting to rain. You can just start to see the drops there in the SSRL. It's round 7 from Brazil. And everyone's coming into the pit lane. Unfortunately for us here. 4 minutes and 20 odd seconds left on the clock. Pleasant Snake was on an outlap. Teco was on an outlap. Oh, kind of destroyed these guys. Torberson was on an outlap as well. So that is an early end to meaningful qualifying here. Unfortunately, the weather forecast has intervened. If only we had the rain at the start of the session, we could have enjoyed a nice dry finish.
Brazil has produced 3 world champions.
But there we go. Who's still out on track? Teco's out here. Trying it on here is Teco. So we'll see how the Scuderia driver gets on. It's only spinning in fairness, and sometimes, just sometimes, that can drop the track temperature just by enough to give you some extra grip. The commitment is still there from Teco. He could be very well pulling one out of the bag here, because it looks worse than it is most of the time. As the Ferrari driver comes through the mid sector here, how are we looking on the splits? only one more corner to go. He's only down by a tenth and a bit. So the track is still there, just about for these drivers. A little bit loose through the exit there from Teco. Won't have helped his efforts at all. He's decided to abandon that run, perhaps ever so slightly too wet. But Andy started one there as well. Let's have a look at Andy here. He's our provisional pole sitter. And he's down by a tenth in the first sector, but he's not lacking any commitment. He's flying through turns 4 and 5. Up through the rise of 6 and 7 into 8. And this is where the traction loss could become a bit of an issue. Catching the rear end there. No love lost. It's starting to rain ever so slightly, a bit more now. We're definitely going to be losing some time towards the split. We're down half a second, and now the track is really starting to get damp. And it's not going to be kind to these guys out here. I wouldn't be surprised if Andy pulls in. He does indeed. So we jump back to KamiKayGifts here in the Haas to see how he navigates the next few corners. We've got another car out there in front of us. Keeping well out of the way is Drugster on the outlap. But with this rain coming down ever so slightly heavier now, that's going to be the end of meaningful qualifying here for the SSRL. We still have a minute left on the clock. But everyone, in fairness, just using this as more of a test session now in case it starts to rain in the race. Don't forget, we have a sprint race coming up, ladies and gentlemen, and a feature race as well. This is the SSRL. It's the Silly Season Racing League. It's round 7 from Brazil into Galargos. Brought to you by the Racing Notebook and KamiKayGifts. So the Haas runs a little bit wide, lets the Red Bull go by. It's not a bad run here at all from the guys. It's raining. We can see there the split between himself and Herman up in front is 1600ths of a second away. And with that, the checker flag falls in qualifying for the SSRL. As the mechanics lift the cars up, the checker flag falls here, and it's a fantastic qualifying effort from the whole grid here. You really have to say everyone's really pulled it out of the bag here, but it's Andre who gets pole position for the sprint race. Ivor joins him on the front row in second. Andernan in third, giving me some mad things to think about here in the commentary booth. Herman the German in fourth, with Truckster in fifth, Fellas in sixth, with Mr. Welter seventh, Pleasant Snake in eighth, with KamiKayGifts ninth, and the No Sebo, your top 10. Energetic 6th and 11th, with Rush Naziri in 12th, Teco 13th, with T-Brown 14th, Quincy 15th, Simple 16th, Thomas 17th, Kwan 18th, Skid Solo 19th, and Kismikas, your top 20. Tell you, if you get tongue twisted at the start of that one, you'll find yourself having a bit of an issue by the end of it. But what a fantastic qualifying we have witnessed. Andy gets pole position for the sprint, which is indeed an advantage. Down into turn 1, the Senna S is named after the most famous of Grand Prix drivers, Ayrton Senna from Brazil. It's 15 corners. Circuit length is 4.3 kilometers, 2.7 miles. Formula One started racing here in 1972 as a non-championship race won by Carlos Reutemann, of all people. The first World Championship Brazilian Grand Prix was held in Interlagos in 1973. The race was won by then defending Formula One World Champion and Sao Paulo local Emerson Fittipaldi. That is some motorsport heritage right there. The Fittipaldi name. Since then, it's changed to the track we know today in 1990, but the original track is still there, and we use it, and we use some of the corners today. Turns 5, 4, and 3 are in the opposite direction as the original track, and turns 8, 9, 10, and 11 are the same. So it's fantastic to see some heritage being kept in the race track itself. Seem to be having a few people retiring, so we have changed lobby here, ladies and gentlemen, in the commentary booth here. So, some technical difficulties, and we should be back up and running shortly. Hello and welcome back to the channel as we await for the drivers in the garages to grid up here. We'll have a quick look at the drivers' standings just before we get ourselves underway. It's Herman the German who leads the way on 76 points, with Ivor in second on 73. Andy's been dropped down to third on 72. With Mr. Wouter in fourth, a slightly more distant 58 points. Rush Naziri in fifth on 53. Pleasant Snake in sixth, with Kovacs in seventh, Fellas in eighth. Nadanger Dave ninth, D-Press 10th. F-Tronics, one of our reserves, in 11th, doing very well. Skid Solo in 12th. And we've got... Let me just double check something here. Boop, boop, boop. Yes. Now, apologies there for any of you guys watching at home. The championship standings as it is coming into this race, it's Ivor top of the time sheets on 91. Herman the German in second on 88. Andy in third, joint second in with 88. Fellas in fourth with Mr. Wouter, your top five. As you can see then, it goes all the way down to 25th there. T. Brian, Quincy, Chugster, Teco, Quan, Darrell, Nosebo, and the rest of the guys there. Constructors, it's Aston Martin leading the way on 131 points at Alfa Romeo in second on 119. 12 points the difference there, so we can swing a roundabouts. Mercedes in third, Haas in fourth, and McLaren your top five. So we'll rejoin the action here. The drivers have started their formation lap. We have scrapped the sprint race this evening due to technical difficulties. We are straight into the feature race here. And Andy leads the grid around the Sao Paulo Grand Prix track. We can't wait to get going here. Let me know in the L chat who you think is going to be the master of going faster around here this evening. As Andy brings him around, Ivor is fantastically far behind. He's not meant to be that far behind. Most of the grid on mediums, some on hards. One of them's on a set of softs. Rush Naziri will be someone to have a look at here this evening. So, as the grid make their way towards their starting slots, it's almost like Andy's leading the pack around. Sorry, Ivor is leading the pack around. Andy has been left out there in his own. So as the grid lines up here, this is the SSRL, the Silly Season Racing League. It's round 7 from Brazil, brought to you by the Racing Notebook and KamiKayGifts. Check out the links in the description. But we await the green flag at the back, and we will be under starters' orders and waiting for the lights on the gantry. The revs are rising here, and it's lights out. We are racing for the SSRL. Down towards turns 1 we go. The pack seems to be doing very nicely indeed, but the rest of them in mid-pack, let's see how they all get through. Keeping it tight at the moment. A bit of contact now in the mid-pack, perhaps near the back of it. Everyone's sorting themselves out towards turns 4 and 5. Indeed, everyone gets around nicely for the moment. The pack is still side by side down towards 6 and 7. Oh, who's that spinning? Oh my word, that's Quincy. Lucky to get away with that one. And he's back towards at the end of the pack there with that one. So unfortunately, Quincy has lost the rear just on the grass. We've seen him running wide. That was enough to pitch it around. But it's Andy who's going to lead us on the first lap with Ivor in second. Herman the German in third with Andy Andernan in fourth and Fellison in fifth. Towards the braking zone of turn one. That Haas looked like it was a bit deep, but gets away with it. No Sebo and Torberson battling hard into the braking zone. They are indeed. The Ferrari Ateco is getting stuck in back here as well. Have a look at this battle raging down towards the braking zone. Torberson pulls out, but ultimately he's going to lose a bit of time to the Ferrari behind. The Alpina Kwan runs wide. T-Brand's going to try and take advantage into Williams around the outside. Goes T-Brand, gets it done under the brakes and can turn in. Cracking move by T-Brand on Kwan there. Best not to throw it in, stack it in the hedge on lap 2 in fairness, but good racing from these two. Akismakus runs a bit wide. Simple choice to get back up the inside, but couldn't quite get it done. As Pleasant Snake is passed by Chuckster, but here we go. This is a solid run for positions. We're right on board of the Haas driver up the inside, and we're going to box in Pleasant Snake. Can we dive it up the inside of the Red Bull? Not quite either, and Pleasant Snake holds it around the outside and maintains the position through the exit of the Senna S's. But it's another helping of DRS now. It's been activated this lap. And Pleasant Snake defends the inside into the left-hander and maintains the position. So, tip for tap between a lot of these drivers. T-Brand around the outside. Taco's getting held up here by Torberson up the inside. No, we're going to get a nose chopped off. This is very tight racing between these drivers. As Taco tries to take advantage. We're right on board of the Ferrari driver. Torberson's all over the place up in front, perhaps suffering personal damage or just a lack of tyre grip and confidence at the moment. Can't Teco do anything about it. Energetic 6 passes. Oh, is that Rush Naziri off to the side? It is indeed. Rush Naziri is spun. He's rejoined the track, but he has spun himself out of contention here and all the way back to 14. Look at the DRS now. Teco up the inside of Torberson. There's nothing Torberson can do. And the Williams of T-Brown tries to stick it up the inside there as well. And perhaps he's going to make this maneuver stick. He is. What a cracking effort there. Pleasant Snake. Kovicka has passed Pleasant now. That's Mr. Welter behind. So this battle is raging here between 6th, 7th, 8th and 9th. Oh, and everyone nearly losing some front wing. Be right on board of the Aston Martin driver now through turns 10. Looking at the 3 cars up in front, trying to get any kind of an inkling of an advantage. No pressure behind. We are on them hards, so the rest of the drivers here are mediums. Remember, the German is catching, and Bellison and Andy Andernan has had an issue there. He's lost a good amount of positions. Has himself. Kwan has had an issue back there as well, has he? So the Ferrari of Andernan is now in 5th position. He's fallen behind. He has indeed. He made a mistake out there. Won't be a happy camper with that one. Let's get the car informations up and running. So bit of front wing damage there. Let me just double check that. Well, tires on 12-13% respectively, so he still has plenty of life left in him. Ivor has just been passed by Herman. So Herman is up into second, and he's going to try and pull away here to try and gain on the leader. And Andernan is back in front of Fellison here. 9 tenths to the car up in front. Inside, not able to quite do it. Bit of front wing damage here as well for Fellison. So a few drivers suffering with a teeny bit out there. Maybe lost one of them end fences or an end plate perhaps. Not quite. So there's a big battle here behind Kwan with Kismakus and co. Yes, indeed. Here we are from the helicopter view. The McLarens go side by side. Energetic 6 makes the maneuver. And Sinful is being relegated back to 18th. But as you can see, everyone's pushing extremely hard here. Sector 3 yellow flag. That's Skid Solo having a spin, unfortunately, out of the last corner. Fellison and co. Perhaps I probably shouldn't have got rid of that view, but anyway, these guys are battling hard into the braking zone. I didn't want to miss that one. Through the exit, Truckster not able to do it. So these guys have all closed back up again. Mr. Welter 1.3 seconds behind, so he has been dropped from this pack. He's been caught by Pleasant Snake here. Lap 7 of 36 of the Brazilian Grand Prix. It's round 7 from the SSRL, brought to you by the Racing Notebook and KamiKayGifts. Check out the link in the description. But yeah, Chuckster and Anderson going side by side. Anderson and Fellison up in front here for 4th position. And it's 3 wide into the braking zone. This could get messy. And they all get away with it just about. But the Red Bull has been relegated quite a bit there now and loose through the exit. And that's someone spinning as well. Who was that? That was Pleasant Snake spinning out of contention. Everyone's getting feisty here. Up the inside goes the Haas. The Ferrari goes for the old switcheroo. Let's jump on board with Andernan. Andernan around the outside. Can he stick it there? He's still there, but Fellison still on the... Oh, everyone's a bit tight. Bit too tight for comfort into the braking zone there. These guys contact through the exit. Kovac is up the inside of the Ferrari. Can't quite get there. And this could really turn into something else this lap around. These guys are going for it once again. Andernan has got a fantastic run. Yellow flag, you know, Sebo was spun, unfortunately for himself. But here we go, round 2 between Andernan and Fellison. Andernan goes to the outside. Fellison defends the inside, but it's already done before the braking zone. And they make it into the center S's. And let's have a look. Side-by-side replay of the lap before. We'll wait until this battle sorts itself out. I think we're alright for now. So, here's the side-by-side effort between everyone a lap before this all kicked off. You see everyone getting a fantastic run behind the Haas. Down the front straight. And as we get to the braking zone, the Red Bull goes to the middle and makes it 3 wide. What a cracking effort from everybody. The Haas runs wide. The Ferrari's deep under the brakes as well. But the Red Bull has to give way, unfortunately, with that one ever so slightly too late in the brakes. It was the Red Bull who ran wide into the braking zone. So there we go. That's how it's shaping up here. Let's have a look at the weather and see what she's saying. It's going to be sun, sun, sun for the rest of the race. It's a VSE. Fellison's out of the race. Oh, what a disaster for Fellison. There's his wheel on the inside, and unfortunately for the Haas driver, he's doing so well with Andernan. He is crashed out of the race. Perhaps. Did we get that? Yeah. So, as we wait for the guys to catch up on the crocodile, everyone is just making their way around. Are the leaders gonna pit? That's gonna be a question here. So we're back to green flag racing for the SSRL. And it's battle stations once again for Toberson and T-Brand. These guys have made their way up. A few guys have decided to pit under that VSC. Let's have a look at the amount of stops. It's only Andy Rush-Naziri who decided to stop on that one, so interesting. So the battle rages between Energetic 6 and Toberson here. Energetic is gaining. Oh, hear that overdrive down the front straight into the braking zone we go. And that is Energetic 6 right by. So we're going to have a look up here now to Mr. Welter and Kovacs battling it out for 4th, 5th and 6th. These guys really have not stopped racing hard all the last 11 laps. As we approach 1/3 distance here for the Brazilian Grand Prix, it's Herman the German who leads the way as he is going to start lap 12. Ivor in second, Andernan now up into 3rd position. Kovacs in 4th, followed closely by Mr. Welter and Truckster. Andy in 7th. 2.5 seconds behind, with Teco in 8th, a lonely 8th, with T-Bran a 1.5 second behind, but he's coming into the pits. No, he's not. Energetic 6 in 10th. That's your top 10, with Toberson in 11th, closely following Energetic 6. Here we go. We'll see how the battle rages into the braking zone, and they've made a stick. Fair play. Toberson makes that one out, and then we're side by side once again between Mr. Welter and Kovacs. Mr. Welter gets 4th position. Kovacs has been relegated to 5th and under pressure from Truckster into turn 6 and 7. But Kovacs maintains the position. Energetic 6 and Toberson have repassed each other once again. So these guys really showing us how it's done this evening. Almost up the inside goes the AlphaTauri driver, but can't quite make it happen. Simple is waiting to pick up any pieces there in 12th, to Kwan running oh so deep in 13th. Kiswikas in 14th. Indo Williams having a solid drive out there this evening. Quincy in 15th. Having a spin earlier on, trying to recover, hasn't quite got the luck on his side at the moment. Rush-Naziri in a similar boat, had a spin earlier on and is trying to get back at it. Again with Pleasant Snake, had a spin earlier on, trying to get back into it. The No Sebo is 18th and Skid Solo is 19th, the last of the running order. Here we go again once more. Truckster top of the field. Andy up the inside of Mr. Welter, trying it on his new tyres. He is, and he's taking advantage, and he's up into 5th. So Andy's the one really on the alternate strategy here, who could be one to watch for the rest of this race. Plenty of time in hand. Catching the leader, Herman, who is now under pressure from Ivor. So Herman's lost the tyres here. Ivor's caught him. And he's into 4th. There we go. Oh, not quite able to get there. Hanging back for the DRS. That's going to be a slam dunk. But here we go. Race lead into turn 1. Ivor, just before they cross the line into the braking zone, and takes the race lead on lap 14 of 36. Can Herman fight back now through the center S's down towards turns 4 and 5. The double left-hander. Does he pop out with the last second? DRS isn't able, but no. The side's better of it, and he's going to stay there and study his opponent for a lap or two, perhaps, to try and see where the advantage is being gained and lost. Tolberson still battling it out there with Energetic 6. Look at these two having a fantastic battle through the center S's once again. Yellow flags in sector 2. That's Mr. Welter, who spun in the middle of the track of 4, of 6 and 7. He's lucky to get away with it, but that is unfortunate. Kismikus trying it on out there as well. I thought he'd seen some movement, but he's okay. So here we go, the race lead once more. Here's Herman the German up the inside now of Ivor. So it's a 2-horse race for the win at the moment on lap 15 of 36. These two drivers are having a right battle here. Let's bring up the car details with the strategy here this evening at 40% and 42% respectively on tyres there. 20 seconds. Alright, so we'll jump down 2 seconds. So here we go. 44% for Ivor. So he's used a little bit more tyre here, but he's trying ever so hard to get there. Battle for P1. 6/10 between them. Caution sector 1. Someone's had a spin. Oh, I think that might have been Tolberson, unfortunately for him. Self a little bit of a spin. He was having such a battle with Energetic 6. This is the race lead, Ivor and Herman. As we get into DRS zone now, that gap is going to close. It's going to close. It's going to close. Are we going to close it enough for the braking zone? Not quite. So we're about 7/10 away there. Perhaps 8 coming onto the straight. So we need to be... Andy's having a battle there with Andernan. So you need to be within about 5/10 of the car in front to be able to get that overlap and to get that passing maneuver. Rush Naziri on the McLarens up the inside. A bit of a squeeze job there from Energetic 6. Rush had to back out of it, you have to say. Luckily got away with that one. Down the inside goes Rush Naziri. Energetic 6 has no answer. What a late maneuver, and he set that up absolutely perfectly. Down to the inside goes Simple to the fence, but we've got the overlap, we've got the overdrive with the DRS. Do we swoop it around the outside? We do! And make the maneuver. What a cracking 2 corners from Rush Naziri. Dispatches the McLarens. And he is on his way in 10th. Let's have a look at that one more time. That was brilliant stuff. So, on board, diving down the inside of the first McLaren. And making our way through the set of S's, using our momentum. And the DRS, the double helping of the DRS is helping us out here. To the inside, blocks the McLaren, but no answer to the outside move. And swooping it around the outside into the braking zone. What an absolute cracker from Rush Naziri. I'm sure he'll be happy with that one later on. Ivor's into the pits. So Herman is left out there. Can Ivor get the undercut? That is the question. On a set of hards, a good bit of time there to be gained. Who is this going into the braking zone? That's Kwan. Tolberson and all. This is a 4-car battle. Look at this for a traffic jam out here. Kwan makes the maneuver. Tolberson trying it on as well. He's getting boxed in. Here we go. Down towards the braking zone. This could end in tears for some of these drivers. To the outside goes Kwan. Pleasant Snake really put these drivers under pressure there, but they kept it going, kept it lit. Happy days with that one. So does Herman pit? That's going to be the question. I don't think he has. He stayed out for another lap here. Deco and Ivor are battling out. So Ivor, who was that? Somebody on the grass. That was Pleasant Snake on the grass. It was. Disaster for Snake. It's another spin. This time out of the second last corner, not the second corner. T-Man and Ivor battling it out. Ivor around the outside makes a move stick. And he's well on his way. So everyone's finding it extremely difficult out here. The track conditions must be very hard. Let's have a look and see what the weather is saying. It's still sun. 77 degrees Fahrenheit. I need glasses for the other one. 29 degrees Celsius. Track temperature way up there. Very hot track. That's what I'm going to say about that one. Yellow flag sector 2. But they get away from it. Corner now. Right back to the action. On board at Ivor. Herman has not made the pit stop, so he's going to come in for a set of softs towards the end. Gonna go medium softs is Herman. What's going to be the best one to do? Here we go. That's Thoberson having an issue of having a spin. It is. And it was going so well for Thoberson here this evening. But unfortunately. Oh, look at that. The Red Bull. Oh, the Osebo. That's Tokyo Drift style. Spinning in sympathy. That's what that is. Let's have a look at that one. Side by side replay brought to you by the Lemony Tank. So we wait on this super replay down at the bottom right. We are indeed, there we are. So we're back on board at Thoberson as he rejoins the racetrack. The Rebels up the inside and loops it around, half spin there for the Osebo, but he gets away with it. And that's what we like to see. Drivers pushing hard, and that's the main thing. So Andernan's come into the pits now. 20 laps on 36 to go. Oh well, 20 laps out of 36. Oh no, the Osebo spun again. We'll leave him to it. Rush Naziri in 10th. How's he gonna get on this evening? He's had some trials and tribulations already. 25%, 26% on his tires. Bring up the car information for you guys at home. So Herman's still circulating at the front of the field. Has not pitted yet, still. On lap 21, he's definitely going for them softs. Andy now 3 seconds behind him on them hards, so. Here we go, he's gonna have himself the race lead once more. The battle is starting to close up again. Sayers of Skid Solo in the pit lane. Where is the battle out on track? That's the question. What's up, Shane? Let's jump back down towards Energetic 6 and Thoberson. So Thoberson and Energetic have found themselves once again in this Grand Prix. Ooh, very loose from Energetic. Good save on the curb. And these guys have been having a royal ding-dong this evening, showing us it can be done from wherever you are on the grid. Thoberson's catching Pleasant Snake here. Pleasant not having an evening to remember. Perhaps there's some car damage, perhaps not. But Thoberson's not going to worry about that one. He's going to try and launch it up the inside if he gets an opportunity. Not into the braking zone. Thoberson's on the hunt this evening. He's having an absolute cracker. So Herman's into the pit lane. Holy moly. Let's see where the race leader comes back out in this race. Ivor crosses the line. T-Bran is there as well. Is he going to get out? No, T-Bran's not going to get there. So Herman's going to get out with plenty of room between himself and T-Bran behind. Truckster and Kovacs. Where's Kovacs going to come out? Because himself, Mr. Welter and co were having a battle a couple of laps ago. Where's Mr. Welter? There we go. So he has not had the best of outlaps here, I'd have to say. And Kovacs is pulled away from him. Truckster in 8th. Yeah, so it's all settled itself out really with that. Andernan's on the back of his teammate Teco. Let's see if the Scuderia drivers can navigate themselves this time around. It's always a dodge moment when they see each other on track. You just never know. Teammates are teammates. Caution sector 2. That must be Torberson spinning or Quincy. It's Quincy spinning. And Energetic 6 spins in sympathy as Teco comes into the pit lane. So that's the end of Energetic 6 and Torberson's battle for now. Let's wait and see. Whoa, there we are. Caution sector 2. He's back on track, is Energetic. Unfortunately, after having a spin like that now, all his efforts have been ruined here this evening, as the field have found themselves extremely spaced out. Still, there's plenty of battles and strategy left to play out here in the SSRL. Chuckster is pushing hard on Rush Naziri. Can he do anything about it? Into the braking zone of 10. Closes right up behind Rush, and he's almost to the inside. Should a left-hander. He is. He's up the inside at 12 and takes 6th position, and he's well on his way. So we've got some drivers on softs out here now. Herman the German's on a set of softs. We're right on board of the Haas driver as we look at Ivor up in front, and the closing speed is measurable by meters at this stage. We're already on the back after closing 4/10 in one corner, and Troy is Ivor might. There's no defense on a brand new set of softs compared to worn out hards at this stage, well into their stint are these hard tires. Herman's just going to be patient, get a good run up the hill. Indeed he does. And once the DRS is open, there's not going to be much Ivor can do about it. But we'll stay with this battle for second as Herman dives to the inside. There's not really much effort in battling this one too hard. Into the braking zone we go. And Herman the German is into second position with 10 seconds, 10.5 seconds on the clock to gain on Andy, who's navigating traffic as we speak. So this is really where the battle is going to be at here. Naziri and Kovic battling hard into the pit lane. Rush has come in finally for a stop. So here we go, Teco on T-Bran down the second straight towards turns 3. Whoa, almost contact there. Into 4 and 5 I should say, and T-Bran defends that robustly, I would say. Into the braking zone between Pleasant Snake, Energetic 6. Sorry, Pleasant Snake, Quan and Kismakus. Drivers are battling the leaders right behind them. This is a full battle between all of these drivers as the leader Andy makes his way by. back up towards Teco. Teco's within 5 tenths, 6 tenths of the car up in front, perhaps not able, losing down the straight there almost. Yeah, I think so. That wasn't looking the greatest there now, I have to be honest, but won't worry about that too much. As the pace has been absolutely phenomenal from the lead. Oh, contact between Snake and Kismikas. Snake is being spun around there. Sorry, Kismikas is being spun around. And the stewards will be having a look at that one, I would assume, after the race. Here we are, look at the side-by-side replays. We're looking at Kwan behind, trying to make maneuvers. So unfortunately for Kismikas, on board with the Alfa Romeo driver, just an ever so slight kiss through the final corner. Kismikas is out of the race. He is retired in the pit lane after that one. And that's not what you want to see, unfortunately, for himself there. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. So Pleasant Snake on new tyres is catching the leader and is going to unlap himself here. He's entitled to do once he's got pace. Herman the German, 6 seconds behind now. Still a lot of laps left in this Grand Prix. He's on the same straight as Andy, so he's definitely closing the gap. Yellow flag sector 2 once again. We're finding the top of 6 and 7 extremely difficult here this evening. Oh, I forgot to take that back off. Apologies at home. So with Pleasant Snake once more on the race leaders, gearbox through the top of the rise. Use your extra grip now. And to try and pull away. Also distracting if you're Andy here. There's another car in your sight, in your braking zone. Especially when they're trying to unlap themselves, and they are entitled to do so. Up over the Royals, they're going to get DRS though, so that's pretty handy there. Electric 6 is spun between 11 and 12. As Andy retakes, well, relapse Pleasant, but definitely not doing Andy any favours as Pleasant Snake here. Quite a relentless pace here this evening, I have to say, from Andy and Herman, with Ivor included. Really pushing everyone extremely hard. There's another spin out there for a McLaren. So it goes on bad to worse for a few of these drivers. What is that all about? There we go. That's distracting. So we'll see. We get on with the last few laps. The leader is going to start lap 30 now. We're coming to the crescendo of this Grand Prix towards the end of the race here. Let us know who you think is your driver of the day. I am sure putting my name down the top of for the moment. And Energetic 6 providing some fantastic battles. T-Bran is on the back of Rush Naziri here. So can T-Bran do anything about the car up in front? We're on fresh softs, 20% on these tyres. Where Rush Naziri, he's on 16%. So these two tearing through the field. They've got 8 seconds to Teco up in front. So it's a battle between these two. T-Bran. Watches Rush Naziri pull away. Fortunately, down the straight, the Williams doesn't quite have the pace through the exit now. And DRS once again towards 4 and 5, but again not quite close enough to make any sort of an attempt or a maneuver. Herman the German's close to within 4 seconds of Andre now, but Andy's getting held up here by Pleasant Snake, I would assume. Alfa Romeo drivers working as a team once again, perhaps. Oh, spin for T-Bran, pushing so hard. Holy moly, these guys are really pushing it extremely hard, and unfortunately has had a bit of a spin there. Let's have a look at that on the replay. So as we ride on board of T-Bran as he recovers, and as he was driving there, we can see the car up in front. They're pushing extremely hard, trying to gain any kind of momentum and advantage, trying to catch the car up in front, clips that curb at a very crucial point. And as the car was loaded, around she went, unfortunately for T-Bran. He's going to have to settle himself into 10th position here. So the field is quite spread out here for a Brazilian Grand Prix. It's very unusual. Here we go, Pleasant Snake. We ride on board of Pleasant. You see he's 1.1 seconds behind Simple. But your race leader right behind is only 3 seconds in front of Herman. Yellow flags. Energetic 6 has retired in the pit lane. He's had a mare of an evening, unfortunately for himself. He's provided us with some fantastic bit of racing here this evening. As always, him and Thomason having a great battle this evening. Right, so Pleasant Snake is caught up with Simple here. Accelerating up over the hill we go. Is Simple going to defend to the inside? No, he's not. So to the inside goes Pleasant Snake, and he takes 11th position. Your race leader is still behind these two battling, because they can't really pull away here. They should be pulling out of the way now, in fairness. Simple has definitely done so. But anyway, the gap is opened up to 2.9 seconds. Herman had a bit of a mistake through the centre S's, which could be all that Andy needs here. We'll jump on board with Herman. You can barely see our race protagonist just in front through the S's here. %, tyre wear, 57% tyre wear for Andy respectively, so there's still more grip in these softs. But are they going to run out? It's 2.2 seconds to Andy, the race leader. Herman in second is trying to close this gap but cannot quite get there. Andy's got DRS from Herman's teammates, so perhaps they aren't working together. .4 seconds, so I think Herman's tyres are just starting to go off here. Quincy's on the back of Kwan. So the battles are starting to open themselves back up at the end of this race. He's on the back of Kwan. Simple's on the back of Pleasant Snake as well. Look at the tyre superiority here. You can already see it. It's not too much actually, in fairness. Quincy's just more under control of his car. Kwan pushing so hard, but you get the impression that Quincy's like a shark in water. He's just waiting to pounce. And through the exit there's Kwan. Still waiting for the DRS, and that one should be a bit of a slam dunk. As Andy's about to start the penultimate lap of the race, and I believe Herman is still not within DRS. He is within DRS zone. So 2 laps left to go in this Grand Prix, and he's in the DRS zone is Herman, with Andy now out of the DRS. Can Herman do anything to catch? Trying to use slipstream and everything to his advantage. He's 1.7 seconds behind with only a lap and a half to go. This is coming down to the wire for the Grand Prix victory here this evening. Is it going to be Andy or is it going to be Herman? Herman's within 1.5 seconds now of the car up in front. We can see our teammate. Our teammate needs to drop back to within a second of us to give us the DRS on the last lap here. Need to be using our big brains with Alfa Romeo, but to turns 12 we go for the penultimate time. Andy's gonna get the acceleration and Herman is gonna get DRS from his teammate. It's 1.5 seconds to the car up in front. 1.6 DRS is now activated, and I think Andy's on the ERS himself. It hasn't really gained or closed the gap here. So Shooter Santa S's for the final time down towards turns 4 and 5 when we are almost within a second from Andy. Herman locks up and runs wide through 4 and 5, which gives a momentary advantage to Andy. It's 1.1 seconds. Can Herman close the gap to the DRS zone through the final time through Sector 2? He's trying so hard, so hard. Andy up in front is trying not to give him any opportunity to close it in striking distance. I don't think we're gonna get there. And I'm gonna ride on board here with Andy as he comes through the final few corners. He's gonna do it for the SSRL. He's got plenty of stuff in the tank and plenty of time. It's Andy crosses the line to win the Grand Prix this evening. Herman the German follows home in a very close second place, and it's gonna be Ivor in third in the Aston Martin. What an absolute cracker that was between the guys. Congratulations to Andy once again, who wins the race for Mercedes. And he was unstoppable this evening. Look at the tyre wear, 63% on the rear right and 61 on the front right. He was really giving the tyres a right pounding here this evening. But it's Andy who takes the checkered flag. Herman in second and Ivor in third. A very valiant podium this evening. Very well deserved for these drivers. As we just await T-Bran now to cross the line and skid solo. Well done to Andy once again, who wins the Grand Prix. Russian Zeri gets driver today, but I think Thomason and Electric 6 get that this evening from myself. But the podium position finishers, it's Andy who wins the Grand Prix. Herman the German in second and Ivor in third. The flags representing the drivers are there. The trophies are handed out. The celebrations are starting. The team are happy. The drivers are happy. There's only one thing left. It's the champagne! So congratulations once more to Andy, who wins the Grand Prix this evening. Herman the German in second and Ivor in third. They are your podium position finishers this evening. Andernan in 4th. The Truckster 5th, Kovicka 6th, and Mr. Welter 7th. Teko 8th with Rush Nasiri 9th, and Tibran, your top 10. Pleasant Snake in 11th with Sinful 12th, Quinty 13th, Quan 14th, Thomerson 15th, Dano Sebo down in 16th, Skid Solo in 17th, Energetic 6 in 18th, Kissakus 19th, and Fellison, your 20th position finisher this evening. So let's have a look-ski here and see if we can get some of the guys into the commentary box this evening. Herman the German, how are you doing? 2nd place, how do you feel?
I'm furious, to be honest. I'm furious at my teammate for boosting my championship rival throughout 4 laps in the closing stages where it's critical. He is on his old tires. He doesn't get any benefit from that. He's just slow through the midfield, through the infield. He needs to be aware of this, and I'm very, very angry at him right now. And I don't think, apart from that Andy deserved this win because he just completely crossed the white line on entry to get an advantage, and that maybe saved his race. So, to be honest, quite angry at the moment.
No, that's understandable, as you say there. I'm sure the stewards will be having a look at one or two of them incidences out there. But regardless of that one there, you were on the alternate strategy there, the mediums to the softs. You were so close at the end. I know, as you say there, coulda, woulda, shoulda. But was there anything, did you make any mistakes yourselves during the race, or is there anything you feel like you could have done differently there, Herman?
To be honest, I thought about the same thing Andy did, but I was like 26 laps. Like, I know the mediums lasted long. Like, I did 21 on them. I planned on them to do so, but I was like, maybe they are too shit at the end. Like, every exit out of the infield is going to be tricky for them, so I just stay out. And I was kind of confused why Ivo did some sort of in-between with the hearts there, so I was quite happy to continue. There was some clean air, and honestly, I didn't feel like the car was to the limit. Like, it was somewhat oversteer and understeer at the same time, like the 2014 Ferrari, you might say. And I couldn't really push. Also in quali, I felt that a bit, so I couldn't really put the pace on the paper there. But overall, I think that was the go-to strategy at that stage because it was too early for the hearts.
Fair enough, fair enough. Andy, you joined us in the commentary booth. Congratulations on winning the Grand Prix. How do you feel?
Thank you. Well, I'm very happy. Pace was good. I got the win. A bit of hard work, but I got it in the end, so I'm happy.
Fair play, fair play. And how did you find the race there? Yourself and Herman were on a bit of a different strategy there. You must have felt them breathing down your neck towards the end of that race.
Yes, I really thought I would get the chance to pit during another safety car. 26 laps on the hard was kind of pushing it, but I managed to get it at the end just I think it was under a second by the end. A bit more of a hard work than I thought initially, but I got the win in the end, so it's all good.
Well, congratulations once more. And then Ivo, you came third, man. How do you feel? Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations to my peers. They were faster. Bloody hell. I couldn't keep up with them. First 16 was good, but no. The other one, I dove if I get into the pits when the virtual, but I didn't. And then when I saw Herman coming with the soft, I said no chance. So it was already done. But it was good. Luckily a race that we could all race, not be under the safety car all the time. So it was fun for us. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was very good. There was no safety cars. Was that a surprise to you guys here this evening? There's a lot of spinning out there. The track conditions must have been extremely difficult. But was it a surprise there was no safety car in the end?
No, because Quincy decided to save on time that we would have reduced red flags and reduced safety car for tonight because of the mistiming real red. So I think the spins don't really have to change anything. Maybe more VSCs, but even on standard safety car, I wouldn't think we would have gotten a full one, to be honest.
No, it was a good one anyway. Fair play to you. Right, that's been the SSRL Round 7 from Brazil. Congratulations once again to Andy, Herman and Ivor. Andy wins the Grand Prix this evening. Herman in second and Ivor in third. We'll be back with you next week, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourself a great week ahead of you. All the best from yourself in the commentary booth.
Thanks.